thing, regarding the confusion of faces, that tired ass argument talking about black Hebrew Israelites.
And if you saw this man walking on the streets or heard him talk, you'd think he was one of those good old boy Edomites. But he's an Israelite through his father's lineage. And he's out there on the highways and byways rightly dividing these scriptures. This isn't a color-based thing. It's based on the spirit, which is what you carnal people just can't seem to understand.
All right? Because you only have Hebrew Israelites. Period. All right? Whether they be black, whether they be so-called black, whether it be so-called white, or anything in between. Okay? Because that's part of the curses amongst the nation of Israel for going off. Okay? And I made a confusion of faces video.
And it is part of the curses. This is Deuteronomy 28:64. And Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people, these heathen nations, such as these so-called African people, so-called Asian people, so-called white people, so-called Arabs, what have you, from the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone, living like these heathens, being an American, a Christian, a Muslim, a Buddhist, or even an atheist. And you're going to tell me that when these Israelite men were scattered to these other heathen nations that they didn't pop their women? That's just preposterous. And say an Israelite man popped a so-called Asian woman, and his son popped another Asian woman, and so forth and so forth. Eventually that Israelite would come to look like his mother's nation. Now I'm going to go to another video. Is this a black Israelite?
Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls God, and Jesus Christ. I want to give double honors to my elder apostles of Great Millstone that taught me this knowledge.
And you keep hearing Great Millstone, Great Millstone, Great Millstone, because Great Millstone's the only Israelite camp with 100% truth. And it's the camp that has camps all around the planet, in Britain, in Holland, in Romania, in the Philippines, what have you.
And all the other elders in other camps. My name is Yahudan, and I'm a brother, a part of the GMS Colorado camp. Today, I just wanted to do my sit down on confusions of faith, because, well, it's always been a problem, but, I felt like myself, I would be better one to prove the scriptures correct in this matter, because I am a confusion of faith. And I appear to be a so-called Caucasian, but I am not. I am actually of the tribe of Judah, I believe. My father is a so-called Negro, and so is my grandfather. So I just wanted to...
But he looks like a so-called white man with straight hair and everything. Are these brothers also from the Colorado camp, black Hebrew Israelites?
Alright, Shalom. First and foremost,
and this brother right here, his videos were some of the first GMS videos I ever saw. And when I heard him breaking down the scriptures, it resonated with my heart, or my mind. And as the saying goes, the rest is history. And I believe he said he was a Issacharite, or so-called Mexican. And if I'm wrong on that, brother, Salakia.
All praises, honor, and glory be unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah, Kodash.
Double honors to our elders, Great Millstone Well, and shalom to all you Akim that's pushing this truth with sincerity. May you brothers endure it to the end. Shalom.
Shalom.
Hey, that's
spirit.
Yeah, it's already flowing up.
One of you brothers, Clyde, you want to grab on?
This is Revelation 7 verse 9. After this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, which is Yahushai, whom the world ignorantly refers to as a so-called Jesus Christ, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands. And these nations and kindreds and peoples and tongues are speaking of Israelite foreigners, those confusion of faces which will come looking as the other nations of people, not you actual heathens. And if you go up above this earlier in the chapter, it speaks of the 144,000, which were the men of the Lord on the highways and byways preaching this word. 12,000 men from each tribe, who will also be, some of them will also be confusion of face. You may have a Judite or a so-called Negro who actually looks like a so-called white man. This is Revelation 5, verse 6 through 10. And I beheld, and lo, in the midst of the throne and of the four beasts, and in the midst of the elders, stood a lamb as it had been slain, having 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 spirits of the Most High sent forth into all the earth. And he came and took the book out of the right hand of him that sat upon the throne. And when he had taken the book, the 4 beasts and the 24 elders fell down before the Lamb, which is again speaking of Yahushai, having every one of them harps and golden vials full of odors, which are the prayers of the saints. And they sung a new song, saying, Thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof, for thou wast slain and hast redeemed us to the Most High by the blood of every kindred and tongue and people and nation, and hast made us unto our power kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth. Exodus 19, verse 5 through 6. Now therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, speaking of the Israelites, which are above all you other heathen nations, as pursuant to Deuteronomy 7 and 6. For all the earth is mine, and ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and a holy or separate nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel. Back in Revelation chapter 5. And thou hast made us unto our power kings and priests out of every kindred, tongue, and people and nation. This is Ephesians chapter 2, verse 11 through 12. Wherefore remember that ye being in time past Gentiles in the flesh, living as these other heathens, who are called uncircumcision by that which is called the circumcision in the flesh made by hands, that at the time ye were without Hamashiach, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel, and strangers from the covenants of promise, having no hope, and without the Most High in the world. And this was speaking of the Israelites that were living as the Greeks and the Romans back then, but it can also be compared to today with the confusion of face Israelites who have heard this new song and have hearkened back unto their power. And that's why you see all these men, Filipinos, so-called Turkish, so-called white man, etc., so-called Latinos coming back to their heritage and going out there on the highways and byways rightly dividing these scriptures. Hey, and as it says in Matthew 24, verse 14, and the gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. As I said earlier, GMS has camps around the globe, and with Esau Edom putting the Hebrew Israelites in the mainstream media, you're just further bringing this prophecy to its fulfillment. So I thank you, Edomites, for helping prophecy come to pass. You're only hastening your downfall. And as you brothers remember in that clip they showed on Fox News, they showed those brothers pushing that Edomite woman down, which when you watch the full clip, you can see that Edomite woman was being aggressive with them first. But why don't they show this clip? What's that right there? Another so-called looking white man on the highways and byways with so-called Negroes rightly dividing these scriptures.
Verse 8, all these are the beginnings of sorrows. Alright, so what I just read, those previous scriptures.
Fuck you, bitch. Fuck you, bitch.
Let him go,
Fuck
man.
you, bitch.
Fuck
Fuck
you
you,
too.
bitch.
Fuck you
White
too.
power, bitch.
Fuck you.
White power, bitch.
Fuck yo.
White power, bitch. Slave. Nigger, 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 nigger.
Let him go, let him go.
Nigger, 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 nigger. Nigger, 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 nigger.
Alright, bye. Bye.
So they won't show this, but they'll show...
It's the pale-faced man, woman, and child. That's right. A bunch of idiots. Let's make America great again. A bunch of child molesting. Look at all these dusty crackers with that racist garbage on. Look at that's.
Yo, hold this. Hold this.
You're not a slave.
This is the devil. This is the devil right here. This is an Edomite.
You're a black Hebrew Israelite.
You're a
And you a caveman. 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 You a caveman though. You a caveman though. You an Edomite. You an Edomite. You a caveman.
And look at this dusty bum with this long hair. That's you Edomites in your natural estate. And this is what you're going to look like when you're back in your natural estate in the kingdom. A dusty caveman, the basest of men.
You going into slavery. That's what it is. That's what it is. Hey, man. You a devil. You a caveman. You a caveman.
slave. You're not a Jew. Stop lying.
This is the devil Edomite right here. No, this is
And you're not a white man, you're an Edomite.
This is the devil Edomite. This is the caveman. This is a caveman. This is a caveman. You know what I'm saying? This is a caveman. Hey, you want to bring identification out? Hey, go ahead. Hey, can I bring this out? Go ahead.
Call him a nigga. Oh, look, he playing victim now. Hey, this is the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 7. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
That's right.
Go into fucking captivity now. Prepare to be a slave, you devil.
And just as the cops got that Edomite woman in that other video, the cops got that Edomite man in this video and not these brothers. So brothers, this is the man that's coming after us. So just keep strong and keep pushing this word, because we're almost out of this wicked kingdom of the basest of men, Esau Edom, the so-called white man. So with that, I'm going to say a Baba Ball, Kwam Yasharala. Until next time, Shalom.